Hello and welcome to Fairway Media's coverage of Ravens Run at Lucky Mud Disc Golf Course in Skamokawa, Washington. This tournament was held in August of 2022. We are looking at round 2, part 1. I'm Max Spears, and here with me is
Christian Wolff. Thanks to our tournament directors, Adam and Sara Fletcher, as well as our sponsors, Dynamic Discs, Fort George Brewery in Astoria, Oregon.
Yeah, looking forward to some good disc golf today. I think there's a couple of course changes, which we'll hear about in a minute.
Normally it doesn't have.
And here Adam's going to take over for some course change talk and some player introductions.
Hole 3 is now par 4. I believe some of you have played it. Have you all played hole 3 before?
I have not, but I did look a little bit at it.
You weren't here last year, were you?
But I did get a look at the OB lines and stuff
excellent.
over there.
Okay, cool. 5 short, 16 left. Jack, you probably have played that one before. The little shorty to the right.
Okay, yeah.
Is straight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that straight gap.
Gotcha.
It's pretty simple. It is what it is.
Appreciate it.
Bring home that trophy.
All right, so we're looking at 5 and 16 as our holes that are changing today. We'll see how this plays for our players.
Keg is full. Hot dogs are up there. If you're hungry, if you're thirsty, go get it. Also like to take a second to thank Justin Banks, Fairway Media. Now for the lead card of the MPO division. First on the tee pad with a 9 down. Give it up for Zack Baskett. Yeah, Zach. Second on the card with what looks like another 9, Brandon McNew. Four back, we have Aaron Hursey. Also
5?
to 60, Josiah Nelson. Let's go.
And there we have it, our lead card.
We have hole 2. It's a par 3. It's going to play as our first hole of this tournament. 293. It's a deceptively downhill, but there's a lot of trees to contend with getting down there. Slopes away on the green.
Yeah, we saw a lot of players favor the forehand last time. Here we see Zach going for it. Not quite turned enough to catch the left side gap. He's going to find an early tree. Brandon's going Firebird here. Finds the left gap, but a little too turned. Maybe correcting off a Zach shot. This is Josiah Nelson. Oof. I like Josiah's the best, trying to keep it a little more direct at the basket, but doesn't quite move it left enough.
Yeah, everyone opting for the forehand here. I feel like that play really kind of checks into the hill that the green is set on the best.
That's good.
Gets you a look. Yeah, pretty good shot from Aaron there. In the middle, but maybe a little bit short. See him opting for the friction gloves, it looks like there. Interesting play. Don't see those a lot.
Indeed.
Zach does well in his upshot. He's got a lot of touch with putters and mid-ranges. I'm guessing that was some sort of AVR or rock. Josiah seems to do well. What are you trying to play on this hole, Christian? I don't remember. Last round, did you go backhand or forehand?
I play the backhand, try to kind of sneak it down the right side, standing up the whole time. A little soft on the bid there from Aaron. Josiah's looking at a death putt here. No problem.
Yeah, doesn't mind at all. Sneaks it in there left side. Good way to start the round. It's nice to just see it go in on the first hole.
Aaron makes good on his par. Tap-ins for par from the top two contenders.
All right, and on to hole 3, our second hole. Another par 3, 296 feet. As we talked about last time, there's really just one gap here that's more or less straight at the basket. It is going to play a bit uphill, making it tricky with the low ceiling that these trees create. I think a lot of our players will go for something with some nice glide, try and flip it up straight right at the basket.
So this is one of our alternate pin locations. This is actually playing as a par 4 today. Object off the tee is get out of that gap, set yourself up for an uphill approach. Zach puts his a little inside of the gap, but gets a nice roll out.
Yeah, I missed this at the beginning when they were talking about the hole changes. This is a pretty interesting change.
It's a nice par 4. Requires a gap hit off the tee. And if you get a little bit out of position, it's a toss to get up the hill.
Yeah, it changes the way that you have to approach this tee shot. See all these players trying to get a little bit more right with the forehand. Josiah does really nice there.
Yeah, everyone's trying to swing it out of the gap left to right. And you can start to see our green here. That fairway's lined with OB on right and left side. That tall grass is denotating the OB. And then we have an OB pond behind the basket, so the approach is really touchy.
Yeah, getting out in the open is going to be a big advantage here. You see Zach not really trying for the green at all. He's just looking to get in position for a par.
Brandon, however, thinks he can get there and does it well. I think he's about circle's edge.
A little bit sawed off on the approach here from Josiah, but does get himself up onto the green. He's going to have a look for birdie.
A little chip approach from Aaron there. Almost looked like he made it.
Zach looks to lay up for his par, maybe giving this a run. Comes up a little short. Should be an easy tap in for his 4.
Yeah, it was a good touch.
Looks like maybe Brandon did not clear the OB as we see him taking that shot from back behind the OB area.
Run.
Josiah a little short.
Yeah, Brandon must have found that OB long grass there as he makes a good putt for his bogey.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be a bit frustrated with that. The shot looked good out of his hand, but just a little too short. Zach plays this well, having been out of position off the tee. Taps in an easy par. Josiah's going to have to settle for par, and Aaron with the lone birdie after playing the hole pretty much perfectly.
Ooh, there's a hole there.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking...
Alright, and on to hole 4. It's going to be a par 3, 374 feet. Has a mandatory on this hole.
Yeah, so it's a double mando. Hard to see on footage, but there's a mando left and mando right.
Aaron makes the mando, but he's going to push that shot a little bit too far down the right side. Let's see if Zach can correct.
I like the look of it, but it might have just been a tad high. There's a lot of branches up there.
Josiah's starting his shot a little bit more left. Catches some trees, but that appears to be some sort of putter maybe. It's flipping up nicely. Looks to be a pretty good shot from him.
Yeah.
Brandon looking the most down the middle, but is it flipping up too much?
Yeah, I think he wanted a little more fade on that. Otherwise, a good shot.
Aaron a little bit late. should still have a putt.
A little long on the approach for Zack. A good bid from Brandon.
Yeah, it gives that a nice little effort. Ooh. As does Aaron. Ended up shorter than it looked. Josiah with a really nice drive here.
Yeah, he came up just short left. Brings it home.
Yeah, great birdie for him. Really well played shot. Zack looks to have scooted away a little bit.
Yeah, and a little short on the putt. A few tap-ins, a couple bogeys and a par. Hole 5. It's a par 3, 380. We're actually going to be playing to the shorter position, so it's actually 354 for this round. This is a stock hyzer.
Yeah, it seems like this adjustment was going to kind of put the basket right where a lot of our players were playing to in the first round when they were coming up a bit short, which Brandon does nicely there. I think that's an eagle or a wraith that he's throwing. He's got 2 discs that are red that are the same color.
There you go.
Yep, Aaron playing that chip hyzer. Gets himself a circle 1 putt.
Yeah, nearly hit some sort of obstacle in the green there.
Yeah, there's an old rack or pallet or something there that kind of catches that skip line right there.
That goes a little bit further left than he would have liked. I think he's going some sort of mid-range there. He's got a lot of nice power on those really up to 400-foot mid-range shots. We'll see if he can still convert. Here's Josiah.
There you go.
Long birdie putt. Really nicely done from
Good putt.
Josiah.
Yeah, he just stood there, delivered it. Really nice putt. Almost wanted to jump off the pole. He probably could have made that from 10 feet further out. Yeah, Zack also converts from distance. Feeling the energy off of Josiah's putt. He wants one of those for himself.
Nice putt from Brandon.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good for a possible star frame here.
Yeah, for our MPO lead card, this is kind of an expected birdie. Not many trees in the fairway. Simple hyzer shot. Requires some distance.
All right, and we move on to hole 6, par 3, 384 feet. Our players are going to be looking to travel over this little gully and find themselves with a bit of fade, a little bit of hyzer over to the left there. We saw our players in the first round take either the wide hyzer or Kenny Clark took a direct flex route to try and get to the basket. Josiah opts for that hyzer.
Yeah, looks to be a little long of the pin.
Yep.
Good shot.
Yeah, that must have been something slow speed. You saw how long it took to get there, but it did find its way still long of the basket.
I feel like you want something to either fade in gently or the opposite, spike in really hard.
Yeah, Brandon's threw a pretty nice shot there. He'll find himself on the left side of the green.
Nice touch from Aaron. That looks to be a good shot.
Yeah, you can hear Josiah say, "You'll be over with me." Looks to be just long of the basket where Josiah went.
Zack takes this wide route.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's some sort of Firebird.
Thank you.
Nice shot by him. All our players look to be walking up to the green. Aaron's going to go first.
Ooh, it looked to be a little weak side, but a good putt.
Yeah, almost there. Zack with the opposite miss. Josiah delivers another nice one into the heart of the chains. He's starting to feel that putt.
I know.
Nice little zip out of his putt. He just stands up straight, gives it a little spin. I think he's putting with some sort of prodigy putter, maybe a PA1 or a PA3. Brandon looks to have had a park job there. That was pretty nice. He's going to tap that one in. Rest of our players will chip up for par. And on to hole 7.
Yeah, hole 7's a fun one. This is our second par 4 of this round. Got an OB creek down the middle. You want to lay up short or go long of really 2 straight shots. 240 are going to get you there.
Yeah, this would be a fun hole to play. Couple of straight shots. Avoid some obstacles. Throw it smooth, but make sure you push some distance.
Yeah, it's low ceiling off the tee, so something that's standing up but starting low out of the hand works really nicely.
Now it looked
Hit one of the stakes.
like maybe that kicked OB short, and he has not yet made that mandatory from what it appears.
Yeah, I think Zach was saying it sounded like he hit a stake.
Aaron can't quite tell. That's either just long or right in the OB area. We'll have to see where he's at on his second shot. Zach doesn't want to mess around with that. He's given this a bit more pop than the other players.
Yeah, he gets a nice full flight out of it, puts himself in the perfect spot.
Yeah, that's a beautiful position to find himself in. Brandon a little bit low. Appears to be a faster disc. Clears that OB.
I'm thinking Aaron did go OB. Looks like he might be taking some relief to get himself a better angle to the pin.
Yeah, and here we've got Josiah. Forehand flexing approach. Really nicely done.
Yeah, I mean, if that faded a little sooner, that was an eagle run. Brandon with a nice chip shot.
Zach's able to go putter here. Sitting pretty close to the basket. Just going to lay this up underneath it with a nice little nose-up putter shot. Oh, looks like Aaron was just short on his first shot. Plays this hole nicely with a short first, longer second. Nice putt for his birdie. Stables the basket for his fellow card mates. Nice move by him.
Yeah, I respect the play.
Yeah, great putt by Brandon. Right on the pole. Gets his birdie and a share of that lead. Man, Josiah's shot had some juice on it to bounce that far back off the tree. He hit just above the basket on the tree and kicked back, it looks like, about 10, maybe 12 feet.
Yeah, that was an exciting one.
Yeah, and Zach truly playing the hole perfectly. Gets a birdie to move him into first place as we move on to hole 8.
Hole 8 is a par 3, 381. Playing slightly downhill onto a right to left moving slope. Ideal shot is kind of a power forehand down the left side, checking up into the hill. I feel like anyone who's got the sidearm is going to be throwing that.
Yeah, how far do you think this hole plays? Does it play the full 381, or does the way the ravine play kind of shorten that or lengthen it at all?
I feel like a 340 shot with a nice ground play is going to get you there. You got to get it flat out of the hand, and Josiah does well.
Give you a look.
Yeah, nice shot from Josiah there. Maybe a little tiny bit of extra turn that he didn't want, but...
Yeah, a little bit of bite would have helped. Aaron, a little high and right out of the hand. He's going to go to that bailout spot uphill to the right.
Yeah, this is what I was hoping to see. A little backhand rock out of Zack. He's very good at this shot, especially at this distance. Gets it high.
It's definitely there, but both days we were dealing with some headwind, so anytime a disc kind of starts to turn up that high, they weren't wanting to turn back.
Yeah, it's hard to trust with this sloping right to left downhill. It's hard to trust that backhand turn out to the left as far as you really need it. I'm also a player who would like to go to the backhand turn over mid-range here, and it's a touchy shot. Try not to roll away and not turn it too much.
Yeah, you got to trust the disc to flip on its own.
Oh, man.
Brandon from distance with a very nice layup will be rewarded with a drop-in par.
Zack with a little floaty layup bid, as I like to call it.
Yeah, nice job by him.
Yeah, checked up.
Oh, and we've got a little horseshoe putt here from Aaron. You love to see the creativity. Lays it up nicely. Maybe worried about the ground play.
Yeah, you can see Josiah putting pretty severely uphill. Anyone who's short of the basket is going to be putting downhill, and got to commit.
Zack a little bit right side. Drops it in. Brandon on the pole. Josiah doesn't, Aaron does not need any chains on his little drop-in par. And on to hole 9. This is a par 3, 267 feet. A little bit shorter than the holes our players have been playing. We'll see how they try to attack this one. Now this hole is an extremely low scoring average, coming in at 2.29 strokes, averaging almost 3/4 of the stroke under par, 71% birdie rate. This is definitely going to be a must-get for our MPO lead card.
Yeah, if you can get a halfway decent rip here, just something going straight out of that gap, you're going to give yourself a putt. It is noted that we had some bald-faced hornets on the right side of this hole, which I found in round 2, and luckily got out unscathed.
Here we see Zack Baskett with his Cobra, Champion Cobra, puts it out there nicely. Brandon's going to end up a little bit left. He's going to putt first. A little low on the delivery. Doesn't quite get there. He's going to have to come back up the hill for par. Yeah, nice stroke from Aaron there. Reaches right into the chains. Opens his hand. Rewarded with a birdie. Josiah playing a nice part 1 here, really trying to get himself in contention, which as you can see he has done with a share of the lead, at least to this point. Sounds like we might have Ric Flair on the course as Brandon resets, converts his par, shakes it off. I'm sure he doesn't love it, but everybody's having a good time. You got to make sure you can play through the sounds of the course.
Nice birdie cleanup from Zack there.
You went underneath that log?
Yeah. Along the pin.
Yeah, that Cobra slithered right under that log. Gave him a short putt for birdie as we move on to hole 10.
Hole 10 is a par 4, 570. We've got OB on the right side and long at the pin. And then we've got a double Mando coming here approaching the green. First shot is pretty much a placement shot for most mortals. Then skip it up through that double Mando.
Really a nice looking hole. Fun to play. Takes some precision and power, which you want to see from a good disc golf hole.
Yeah, you got to make good decisions on this one. Josiah puts himself in an ideal spot.
Yeah, you know he's going to want to throw some sort of putter or forehand chip shot into the green.
Ooh, Aaron's shot looked really good. Just kept gliding and found a little bit of that cabbage.
Yeah, a little too much power from him on the forehand. That was a nice pop out of his hand. Looked to be High's ring, but just a little too long. Zach following the vapor trails of Josiah's shot. Maybe a little bit shorter, but that shouldn't hurt him. Brandon with some turn here. He is pushing that OB line on the right side.
Yeah, we're going to have to see on that one. And it looks like he did not come back in.
Yeah, having to play a placement shot. High's ring out a bit. What's that gonna leave him?
That was a tricky lie. He's still short of the Mando trees. And that tree that he hit was the Mando tree, so he's still got some work to do to get up there to save his bogey, or double bogey.
Yeah, he's having a tough start to the hole here. Zach pushes his shot a bit right, but should have a putt for birdie.
Yeah, Brandon is down to another forehand roller. Does not check up for him. He's still going to be 70 feet out.
Now, did Josiah go long OB here?
That's hard to say. He is about a meter from the OB. We're going to have to see when the scores come in there.
Yeah, he did let that one rip off the tee. It was a nice looking shot, but we'll see if he was punished for throwing it a bit too far.
Nice little chip shot from Aaron. Should be putting.
Brandon's forehand roller seems to have found its way through some of that tall grass. He's going to go overhand to try to make the green and get off this hole.
Wow, man, that hit his hand.
Josiah didn't quite push the whole way to the green, standing in circle 2. Man, nice effort.
Yeah, it's a scary putt. You got a downhill slope all along that backside.
Great putt from Zach. One of only 4 birdies on this hole. This hole averaged over par at .07 strokes over par. Yeah, like I said, only 4 birdies. We'll shout those out. Zach, which you saw. Jeremy Marsh. Nick Schuler. As Brandon cleans up for a quad here. Does take a snowman on the hole. And here we have our 4th birdie. Aaron Hursey.
Yeah, colorful scorecard.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Brandon. Not the way you want to end the first half of the round. Really nice birdies by Zach and Aaron. Here we see some nice highlights. Our star frame from earlier in the round. It's going to be an exciting part 2. We have Josiah and Aaron chasing, getting some nice birdies on the course. Zach maintaining a share of that lead. We'll see what happens. Thank you to our sponsors, Dynamic Disc and Fort George Brewery in Astoria, Oregon. I am Max Spears, and I am joined by
Christian Wolff. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, hey guys, hit that subscribe button. Fairwaymedia.golf. Ski.
As Peter would say.
Cheer. Cheer. It's me. Ski, ski, ski.